The yearning to be free and independent is deeply ingrained in our psyche and popular culture. And yet, we all too often find ourselves deferring to those we perceive as our bosses or authority figures. Obviously, many organizations and institutions require a hierarchy of some type in order to function. But too often, we fail to question the employee mentality. Even when we are far from the office, we find ourselves continuing to seek permission and blessings of others on the decisions we are making, rather than accepting autonomy and responsibility for what it is we want to do. How many of us allow our fear of the unknown or anger at changing conditions to keep us in the situations that we know are wrong for us? How many of us have stayed in the wrong relationship, the wrong job, the wrong community, because we didn't feel empowered to take the leap and leave? Every time you allow inertia to be your default response to challenges you feel at that time, you are choosing to remain trapped. The only way to gain control over your life is to assert yourself. You cannot wait for anyone's permission or dutifully pass the time until it's your turn. There will always be an abundance of people in your life more than willing to make decisions about how you should best be spending your time. Drowning out those voices and following your heart is a necessary step to launching your way on your current path, or your correct path. The course that your day unfolds on most decidedly often hinge on factors you can't control: weather, logistics, the desires of others. There are many forces out there that might impinge on everything from your daily commute to how productive your workday unfolds. Now, what you can decide, however, is that you can choose to respond to these challenging conditions. You can decide on how to respond. Nobody has the ability to alter your moods or control your thoughts. How you respond to adversity is entirely within your purview. Think of the analogy of a rainy day. There is surely nothing you can do about precipitation on a day when you have planned a picnic or an outdoor excursion. But you can control how you respond. Do you complain about the injustice of it all and sulk indoors? Or do you open up the umbrella and jump into the puddles? There's no mystery why the ones who get on in this world are the ones you'll see out in the storm wearing bright yellow rain jackets, undeterred by the unexpected. Now, there's a lot about the world out of your control, but there's a lot more that you can ensure is entirely within your authority. There are a range of exercises that you can implement on a daily basis to exert more mindful awareness and control over your day. You can start by making a concentrated decision to set yourself up for success each and every day. You can do this by removing yourself from the harmful or toxic environments. This can often involve specific people as well. It can be a painful process to come to the realization that some relationships, even long-held friends, are doing more harm than good to your plans and your personal growth. Accept that time changes and sometimes requires you to grow out of old sets of relationships as well. You'll also want to consider avoiding and making impulsive or brash decisions. Take time to think and reflect before you leap into action or decision that you may ultimately come to regret. The biggest mistakes we make usually happen in the blink of an eye. By taking a moment to breathe and reflect before choosing any given option, you're reducing the odds that you will look back in regret later on. Now, an easy way to exert more control over what happens to you is to simply get more sleep. By resting well and giving your brain a chance to fully process the events of each day, you'll be able to meet the challenges of the next day with all of your talents fully flexed and ready to go. Experiment with systems and tracking mechanisms that work for you. As the adage goes, what gets measured gets done. If you're serious about committing yourself to, say, a healthier living or being more productive, track how you are using your time and be ruthless in your scrutiny of that. You may even be able to use an Excel spreadsheet or other tool to help you track just where the heck all of those hours go in any given day. You can then adjust accordingly and ramp up your efforts where they are needed. A big aspect of getting the shape of your life under control involves managing your budget properly. If you're reading, odds are that you are keenly focused on maximizing your financial prospects. While maximizing your talents and doing work is obviously the most important factor in generating a big financial returns, the other side of the equation is just as important. The part that involves living within your means and not living a lifestyle that isn't conducive to your budget. As the saying goes, you can't have champagne taste while living on a beer budget. The power of visualization can also help you enormously in setting your goals. Use visual aids and mental reminders to keep you on track toward meeting your ambitions. It can be very hard to stay motivated and focused if you lose sight of what it is that exactly you're working so hard to attain. So if you aspire to a new house or a new boat in terms of material possessions, you might hang up photographs of one of these that you want in your office. Have it on your smartphone or on your computer. They can help you stay motivated and stay in control of those long days and the days that you work so hard. You can also use what I call PPMs, or personal programming messages, to help you stay focused each and every day. I've used these for years and I guarantee they work fantastically. You may be tempted to multitask and do a number of priority activities all at the same time, but I urge you to resist this desire. You'll find that the net effect is that you'll just do all of these items less effectively. If you're prioritizing carefully and cutting needless time-sucking activities out of your day, such as mindless watching of TV or watching of the internet, then you should be capable of directing much more concentrated attention to achieve one single task at a given time. It can certainly be scary on some levels to exert total control of your life, or to begin to realize that this power rests in you. Many of us are innately more comfortable with creating blame and credit to others in our lives, taking direction from them. Even if we complain about it, seceding authority to others lets us off the hook to avoid accountability. Changing this mindset is the single biggest step you can take toward taking control of your life. Remember, you are the one that you've been waiting for. There is nobody coming to step in and lead you to the right path. The control and the power is up to you. Take control, take the power, and change and create the life that you so choose and desire. And be sure to check out my website, TonyNeumeier.com, and register to receive free articles and trainings and more. Follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And always remember, live rich.